Alright guys, in this video I'm going to show you how I rig up Barefoot's chin weight with a stiff hook wire stinger, like so. Hook stands out nice and straight. Now in order to do this, you're going to need the chin weight. You're going to need a stinger hook. This is a 3407 Mustad, stainless steel 8/0. You're going to need a piece of copper rigging wire so you can rig your ballyhoo or bait of choice. And then you're going to need a piece of wire. This is number 10 wire. It's a little heavy, but it'll work. I think it's always better to go a little bit heavier if you can. This is about 13 or 14 inches. I use a pair of cutters and a pair of pliers. Now the first thing you're going to do, you're going to take your wire, go through the bottom of the eye of your J-hook. You're going to leave roughly about that much, and that's maybe about 4 inches of wire, about that. You're going to start and then wrap around the hook, like so. You just go around the hook, nice and simple. Just go around there twice, make 2 wraps. Now once you have your 2 wraps, you can't tie a haywire twist like that, so you have to go through your eye again and then make your haywire twist on this end. So you're just going to go back through the bottom again, up to the top. But now, you see, you put a lot of wire through so you can have enough wire just to make your haywire. And then there's a bunch of slack in here, so I take my pliers, grab onto the wire, grab onto the back of the hook, pull up, and I get a little bit of extra wire. So now I'm just going to start to make my haywire twists. First thing, you're just going to cross your 2 pieces of wire, get them about a 45-degree angle to each other. Now that's important because you don't want to have one wire just going over the other. That's what it's going to look like when you first start. And then you're just going to twist your hook, like so. About 3 or 4 haywire twists will do it. And then you can bend up your tag end to start your barrel wrap. That's what it's going to look like before you do that. Just grab your eye of the hook, or if you're like me, I like to grab on here with a pair of pliers. Get a little more support so it doesn't bounce around. And make 3 or 4 barrel wraps right around here just to secure your haywire in. Once you get them in, like so, your pin's still there. You have to get rid of that. So, bend it over and make a little handle like so. Grab right up on the end almost, right to the tag end, and wrap it down. And it pops right off, nice and clean. Now that you have that, you have to attach it to your chin weight. Now to do this, just start off, size it up. You want to have the hooks opposing each other, because this is going to rig into the bait, like here, right, like that. And then you're going to have this one. I mean, you could rig it that way, but I think it looks a little better this way, and it might swim a little better. So now you just have to attach it on. What I do is, I just start by looping the wire around. Just loop it around there. And I go around the shank of this hook right here twice. Just holds it in a little bit better. And to do that, since it's kind of hard to hold on there, bring it over here. I have a spring scale and a vise, and I hook my hook in. And then the next step would be to grab it, grab your hook, and then just start to wrap around. I like to do 2 wraps. Kind of gets a little awkward here holding on to it, but just wrap around twice. Try and make them pretty tight, but you want to have a little bit of slack in there so it'll move around the shank of the hook. And it'll come with a little bit of practice. After you make a few, you'll figure out how far you have to go and how tight it has to be. But generally, just try and make them pretty tight. And once you have your 2 wraps on there, now it's on there, and you're going to have to make a haywire twist on here. So now to do that, I have a little bit of extra wire. I'm just going to cut some of this off. About there. Alright, so now you just have to make a haywire twist on here. Okay. Get our 2 ends at an angle to each other, and then start to wrap. Just got to spread them apart, otherwise they'll start to go one over the other, and you don't want that. Again, 3 will do. Then you're going to bend it up perpendicular, start make your barrel wraps, Again, 3 or 4. Starting to get a little spaced out on there, so I'll grab it on here with a pair of pliers. Alright, now, same thing goes again. You're just going to grab it, make your little handle crank, hold it, and bend down. That's basically all you really have to do. Now, this isn't hanging perfectly square right now, so that's a simple fix. You just grab your hook, your chin weight hook, you grab your stinger hook, and just twist it around. And see that? Made it nice and square. It's going to hang nice and stiff. And now the only thing left to do is take your piece of rigging wire. You can use Monel. This is just a piece of copper. It comes in a pre-cut section. It's probably easier just to get it in that. Although you can cut them yourself off a spool of wire. It's 14 inches. Again, if you choose to do it on your own, you can cut them to size. And what you're going to do is you're just going to wrap it around the hook. This doesn't have to have any security. It's just holding the bait in there. It's not going to hold the fish. So you're just going to start to go around the shank of the hook. Just try and get it tight. And just go around maybe 5-6 times. Alrighty. So there we are. I just like to get that little tag in there down. So there you have it, guys. You have a Barefoot Chin Weight rigged with a wire stinger, stiff hook, ready to be rigged to the bait. The only thing you have to do is put a leader on it. You can use a piece of mono, wire, cable, whatever you prefer. I sometimes use a piece of mono, and then I put a piece of wire around the crimp section and right around the hook here just to give it some wahoo protection. But that's totally up to you. I think I might actually rig this one up with some mono. And that's all you have to do, guys. If you have any questions, just let me know.